Hey there guys, it's Kim George here from YourChicGeek.com, and in today's video I'm actually going to be doing something a little bit different. Before we dive in though, I'd love for you guys to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already, and all that good stuff. Okay, but like I said, I know that usually I come to you guys and I have video tutorials showing you like how-tos and all that kinds of stuff, but today I figured that it was time for me to go ahead and create a video that kind of talked about my KDP journey, and specifically just some of the things that I've gone through to get me from where I started to where I am today, which still have a lot of work to do to get where I want to be, but hopefully I'll be getting there with some of the other things that I have planned for this passive income business. So for those of you who were tuning in, I got started with Amazon KDP and releasing the low content and no content books in around March of last year. And here's the backstory to the backstory. So before that, I did release or have a few books uploaded to KDP, which were more of the high content books. These are like books that you actually have more content in them, you know, where I was kind of outsourcing and hiring other writers to write the books for me. And then I would go and publish them on the KDP platform, right? But I found that process to be very time consuming, very expensive. And so I published a couple of paperback books, I think, and then a couple of ebooks. And I just kind of stopped it because I was not really enjoying that process. And then I think maybe somewhere down the line when I changed my entire business model from doing a lot of active projects and one-on-one projects to focusing on more passive income streams, that is when I kind of came across the whole low content and no content scene. Now, I think I had saw a video that maybe it was Rachel Harrison's son or someone had done where they were showing their income reports, and I was kind of fascinated with this, and I was like, wow, you know, they really did pretty well. I think it was Rachel Harrison's son. And I was like, wow, she did really, really well. You know, what is this whole low content, no content thing? And I started to really, do more research about it to really try to understand what the whole space was about. So for those of you who don't know, low content and no content books are things like journals, planners, notebooks, coloring books, which to me are considered more of a medium content type of thing. But these are books that you really don't have to do a lot of writing and come up with a storyline and all of that kinds of stuff for, right? These are things that you can really produce pretty easily and put out there and publish on Amazon KDP. And so I started watching a lot of videos on YouTube, looking at more videos. I started running across videos from people from the likes of Patty at Stacking Profits, the Home Boss. Who else? There were some more people that are Paul Marls, who is one of the bigger YouTubers in the space that talks a lot about low content publishing. So I started running across all of these different folks that were talking about their experiences with it. And I was just like, okay, I'm going to go all in on this. I'm going to be a publishing wizard, and I'm going to publish all these different notebooks and journals. And this is going to be fantastic. And I'm going to make a gang of money. Now, fast forward to around, I would say I started in March of last year. So I'll say I fast forward to around May. Yeah, it was in May of 2021 that I had published maybe around 100 and something journals. And I saw something that really, really, really got me excited. And that was one of the gray bars that let you know it's an indication that someone has bought one of the books that you published. And I got super excited about that. So in May of 2021, so it was a couple of months after I had officially started and launched my low content business with books, that I saw my royalties, and I made a whole lot of money. No, I'm kidding, guys. I made like $20. That's what I made. That is what I made. But you know what? It was one of the proudest moments for me, actually, because it kind of showed me that, you know what, this can work. If I just stick to it and I keep making all of these different kinds of books and things like that, this is going to work. This is going to be fantastic. It's going to be an awesome revenue stream. And I was sorely disappointed, and here's why. You see, when I was doing the low content books, I didn't have a strategy. I didn't really understand research. I didn't understand the importance of making sure that you were doing things like niching down and finding the right, kind of niches and markets and things to target. And so I just kept at it. I just figured, okay, I'm just going to publish as many books as possible. I'm in this, I'm going to do this, and this is going to be great, because I, like a lot of people, were, just kind of looking at videos. They were like, oh, if you do this niche, you can make $5,000 a month, or if you do this special niche, you can make $10,000 a month. Not realizing that that's just really not the case. And most times it's best to stay away from those videos, because by the time that you run after trying to follow those niches, everybody and their mom and aunties and everybody else is going to be following them too. So long story short, I just kept at it. I kept throwing things at the wall, hoping that something would stick. And finally, I think around this was May, around maybe June or July, I started to notice a trend. Okay. So I started to notice that there was one specific book that continued selling to a niche that I was specifically targeting. And so when I noticed that, it was just kind of like a light bulb went off, and I was like, okay, this specific market is really interested in this book I've created for them. And so I remember talking to my boo thing or my significant other, and I was just kind of running it by him, and I say, hey, I've noticed that this is a pattern. This book seems to be selling. This is very interesting. And he just said to me like, hey, well, listen, if you notice that this group that you're targeting is buying this book from you, this specific type of book from you, then why not cater to that specific niche? And it was just like a huge light bulb went off for me, right? And I'm like, that's a great idea. And so I doubled down, and I really started to go all in on this specific niche, to the point where I actually have built a brand just around this niche. And so I went from $15, around $16 in May. And then by the time that I reached September, in May, and then we jumped to 6 months, because I'm not going to go over every income report, and we jump into the 6-month mark, and I had reached almost $800 and something on Amazon KDP, publishing the low content books. And that was just really, again, a game changer, because I was just like, wow, okay, this is really something. Now, these aren't crazy numbers, but again, we're someone who had just started out. And I think I only had at that time around maybe 200 and something books. And again, I will say that I was running some ads, so not all of that was pure profit, but to see that number was just really encouraging to me. And so I just continued on with the process. So, I wanted to do this story, or to tell you guys a little bit about my journey from the $15 to kind of the 800 and plus now, to where I am now, which I'm still doing okay, making decent money, I will say that. But I wanted to share this story with you guys to let you guys know that Amazon KDP and publishing, especially if you're going to be focused on the low content and no content space, is not a one size fits all solution. Like, you can watch all the different videos that give you a specific niche to target. Myself doing this for a year. You can come to me and say, hey, Kim, I'm stuck. I'm not really sure what niche to target. I'm not really sure on what keywords to target. I'm not really sure, what I need to be doing here. And I can give you a niche. I can give you the keywords to target. I can give you everything that you probably would need to create a low content book. But the one thing that I cannot guarantee you is that you're going to have the same success that some other people are having, because with low content, you have to realize that, or with publishing books, period, there's a lot of other factors that go into, whether or not you can make sales. You can't paint KDP with a broad brush and just think that just because you have, great keywords and all these different things that you're going to have the same success as somebody else. It's just not the case. It's just not the case. So, and I have to give a big shout out to the person, or to the guy, the YouTuber that kind of encouraged me, or not encouraged me, but inspired me to make this video. And that's Chris Raydog, because he did a video and he was just talking about how so many people are making the same mistake of, you know, running after videos that you see. And please don't, I wouldn't say that some of the videos that you see with people saying, hey, the secret niche can help you and things like that. I would not say that some of those videos are not helpful, but you have to definitely take things with a grain of salt. So a couple of things that I will tell you guys that are really, really important if you really want to make decent passive income. But here's the keys. Number one is definitely going to be research. You have to understand how to perform keyword research. Number two is you're gonna have to really do well with cover design. You know, I know a lot of people say you should not judge a book by its cover, but that's just not true. In the world of low content, no content, and any book that you're selling, you definitely want to make sure that you have a book cover that sell. So those are some people that you can definitely take a look at if you're interested. And then also if you're wanting to get serious about this business and you're needing something like you know, done for you interiors and things like that you can just use and kind of adapt and change and edit and modify to make them your own. I actually have some available over in the shop. You have to be in it for the long game. KDP is not an overnight success, and I honestly get really freaking tired. I want to say something else, but it really pains me and it upsets me that people put these videos out making it seem like if you publish 200 books in the next 3 months, you're going to be making $10,000 a month. Guys, that is not the truth. It is so far from the truth. If you don't have the basics down, you're really going to struggle. And that was one of the things that I had to come to understand, that even with some of the books that I thought were really good looking, some of the books that I put a lot of energy towards, some of the books and the planners and all these things that I created that I thought were going to sell like hotcakes, and they didn't sell worth a crap. So you just have to understand that if you do not have the basics down, you're going to struggle. Okay. And then number 3 or number 4 maybe is to don't compare your progress to someone else's progress. And that's something that even now I have to tell myself with my KDP journey, is that I see a lot of income reports where people are kicking butt. I mean, what's her name? Nath, who's over at Rags to Niches. She is one person you should definitely look at. She is killing it. I mean, she's really, really, really killing it. And I'm like, wow, one day I'm going to get there. But I just have to realize in the back of my head that I know the goals that I'm trying to get to and what I would want to make and what I'd like to make with Amazon KDP as a passive income stream. But I know that I'm going to have to put a little bit more work in order to get there. So those are just some of the key things that I definitely want to stress to you guys. Okay, so where am I going for the future, or what are my plans for the future? So I have already stated that for my plans for the future for Amazon KDP is that I'm going to continue to create some specialty books for the specific brand that I have that is doing pretty good over on Amazon KDP, but I really want to get into making more children's books. So my plans are going forward is I think I'm going to go ahead and take some of the revenue that I've generated from KDP and hire an illustrator to create some characters for me to really do some specialty kind of children's books. And so I'm pretty excited about that. I think that's going to be kind of a new challenge, but they're just going to be picture children's books. And I already have created a book. I am going to talk about that in a later video, but that's kind of where I want to go. I kind of want to get away from low content, no content, and go into more books that are kind of specialty books like the children's books and that arena and things like that. And I want to end with this. I think that Amazon KDP offers an excellent opportunity for you if you are someone who, you know, doesn't want a lot of startup costs. If you're creative, even if you're not, if you're someone that can successfully find people that you can outsource different things, projects to for your books and things like that, I think that you will do well. If you're someone who enjoys putting things together and making them look really unique and making them look really nice and stuff like that, this is something that you will enjoy. But I will tell you guys, for anyone that is starting or that is thinking about it, this is not a sprint. This is a marathon. So you have to get that into your mind that I'm going to be in this for the long run. I'm going to give it my all. I'm going to do my research. I'm going to make sure that my covers are on point. I'm going to make sure that I'm targeting and niching down enough, and I'm gonna kick some butt while I'm at it. Okay. So again, I just wanted to talk to you guys about my journey and what I've experienced. And again, please take the niche, the special niche videos that you see with a grain of salt, because again, if I have a special niche that I found, I'm not going to give it away to you guys. I'm just keeping it real. If I worked hard to find a special niche, I'm not going to give it away. I'm sorry. I love y'all, but my niches belong to me. Okay. So I'm going to end with that. Really thank you guys for taking the time to listen to me ramble a bit about my journey. Again, this has been a great journey for me. I'm super excited about what's to come. And if you guys have any questions for me in reference to anything else, in reference to KDP, just let me know. I'm here. All right. So take care, guys. Stay safe out there and holla.